ever since I started preparing for it in that sense, I've really noticed a big struggle.
Lisa Adams is mentally preparing to testify about her experience in a Nova Scotia prison in 2020. She was serving a sentence at Nova Institution in Truro for drug dealing. Officials suspected she was hiding drugs in her vagina. They placed her in what's known as a dry cell, a room with no flushing toilet or running water, where she was watched through a glass window and a security camera at all times. The lights stayed on round the clock as guards watched her, taking notes every 15 minutes. A doctor's examination eventually revealed Adams didn't have drugs in her, but she stayed in the cell for 16 days. She went through a mental breakdown and became suicidal. 5 years ago, I called her in prison to ask about that experience.
I kept thinking, well, when's this going to end? It's not going to end. It's not going to end. And they're going to, it's gone on this long. They have to come up with, it was so slowly having that monitoring kind of slowly drove me off the deep end, I guess, for lack of a better way to say that.
Adams says she's tried to compartmentalize it, but she knows she'll have to speak about it soon.
I've kind of set it to the side as opposed to fully healing from it yet, because I didn't want to have to re-experience all of the details and have to go through it all over again.
A judge already agreed her rights were violated, and the federal government placed new restrictions on the use of dry cells. But no money was attached to that decision, and that's why Adams is returning to court now. Mike Dull is Adams's lawyer. He won't name an amount, but he says other courts have said solitary confinement is a rights violation.
They knew what they were doing was wrong. They did it anyways. They need to be taught a lesson.
In its statement of defense, the government says its staff didn't do anything wrong because they were following the law as it was written at the time. The lawsuit is scheduled to be heard in June. Shayna Luck, CBC News, Halifax.